Hello, welcome to MyWebUniversity free educational video. This video is going to be in continuation of chapter 4 part 8, which I just put a video on the YouTube. So I'm going to just continue on that one. Let's just go to share my screen first, and that way you can just see what I'm going to show you. Again, this is Wahid Lutfi. I'm going to demonstrate the second part of the chapter 4 part 8. So let's just share the screen first. And as you can see, this is the video that I posted. For this part, we covered gcore all the way to make. Let me just go to the slideshow on this one. I'm sorry. So this one basically on the Linux advanced level commands chapter 4 part 8. Basically we covered gcore all the way to make, and then since the video was like about an hour and 40 minutes long or something, I ran into some kind of like a late night, and then I had to just call it off for the day, and then I'm going to just make the rest of them from LDAS and make those ones on this other video that I'm going to show you how to build Apache web server from source code. So this is the second part of that video that I'm going to show you now. And without further ado, let me just go and to the web server. So I'm going to stop this one. And on the web server, this was chapter 4 part 8 that we covered the last night actually. All of this is already posted on the web. And if you go to the web, basically this is the video that you can watch it. And if you bring this URL, basically it takes you to this one, which this one is the video that is already posted. But notice that at the end of this video, I put this subtitle for the Apache build process. Please watch the second video for this, since this video got too large in size. So I wanted to finish it, and it's about an hour, 33 minutes video. So on the second part, I didn't want to just run it for hours and then not finish it. And then the second part, I'm doing it now. So that's the Apache build process there. Once again, thanks for watching, and please make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you could watch the latest video that as you like. And I'm going to demonstrate the second part, which is this LDAS and make. And in order to do that one, let me just share my screen here. I'm on the Ubuntu server. So I'm going to clear my screen here and then type in ls-ld chapter 4 start. So there are some video that I've already done for part 7, part 6, part 5, part 4, part 2, part 1. All of those ones are already posted. And part 8, last night I finished it, but I wanted to just build Apache web server from scratch. And that way you can see, and if I have to do source binary built from Apache, this is the script or the process that I'm going to show you now. The second part of that video that I put on the subtitle, which I just showed you. So right here, if I run this one, basically I made this one right now in a continuation of the previous video, and I added the GCC and wget in the addition to these other ones that were already there. So we covered all of them, including the previously GCC on another part 6 or part 5, whatever was on that chapter. So today we're going to go through a lot of these ones with wget, GCC, LD, assembly, and make for building Apache web server from source code. And as you know, there's two types of building Apache. One is you download the binary, then you don't have to worry about it. That you get the latest and greatest stable version. You use it for the platform that you're doing it, whether CentOS, Red Hat, Rocky, Ubuntu, OpenSUSE, whatever, Solaris, Mac, whatever platform, Windows, you just download the binary and use it. And then when it comes time to that you have to upgrade, you just get a newer version for it. But the only problem with that one is that sometimes certain modules doesn't come with it. That's the time that you need the source code to build from the source code the modules that you're specifically needed. For example, mod JK or something else that you have to do Tomcat, Jakarta, any modules that is not the default Apache web server, and you want to do build it with LDAP, build it with Subversion or something, then you just have to download those sources and build it from it. And then you can also just get those modules as binary and just do it. But sometimes you have different version and different builds for different purpose, and then that's when you need to build it from source code. So this screen again is just going through the list of what is those commands, but I changed the timing to go faster because we already covered this one on the previous video. And then now we're going to see these ones that we're going to see: GCC, LD, AS, and make. We're going to cover those ones on this session. Okay, so let me just go to the directory where I want to do it here. So on this directory /home, the first thing you need to check is to make sure that you have enough space on this file system that you want to download the files. So I have 92 gig on the /home, and I'm good with that one. So under the shells directory, I'm going to make a directory called Apache2, just for the sake of building it. Apache2. Now under the shells directory, I made that one, and this is empty. So clearing my screen, pwd ls-l, and then I type in calendar to say what is the date of this build that I'm just downloading everything. So today is Sunday. It is 7 p.m. in the afternoon Pacific time, California time, in the beautiful city of Diamond Bar. I'm doing it. So let's just look at the calendar on this date, and then we just follow the rest of the stuff from the web to see what we are going to download. So I go to this website where it says Apache website called Apache. Let's go to httpd.apache.org. As you can see, this one is basically the source code for all the Apache build that I need to install. So Apache HTTP, the latest version is 2.4.54. That's the one that I'm going to get the gunzip file here. This tar gunzip file is the file. So by right-clicking on this one and then say copy link, then on this one, before I start installing stuff here, I'm going to check some of the binaries to make sure that I have the proper file. So which wget is the file that I'm going to use. Remember what is wget is a tool that it allows you to interactively work on the internet. So you can see it. Curl is another one, but in here, I'm going to use the wget here. So wget, and then just get this gunzip file here. Now that the gunzip file got downloaded, and then now I have this tar gunzip file. I can say gun unzip star.gunzip since it's one file, and I just unzip it, and now the file is with the extension of tar, executable. So I could just say tar xvf star.tar. Since it's only one file, I just untar it, and now I don't need the tar file anymore. The tar file, I don't need it, and then httpd 54 is the Apache build process. All the processes are there. So clearing my screen, pwd ls, this is all the list of the files that I have it. So in order to just get the list of the files in the long listing, I could do that here too. Notice there's a source leb directory. cd to the source leb directory, clear the screen, pwd, ls-l. This one is just makefile.in. There's nothing else yet. Once I downloaded the apr and apr-util and apr-iconv, which I needed for this build, right now, if I try to just do it as an example, I go out here, I can just say dot configure. This file on the main directory is configure is there. And you use this configure utility to just build your makefiles based on your platforms. So if I just say dot configure to see the syntaxes and dash help and then pipe more, so I can do this to see all of the syntax for it. You can see there's a lot of directives that you can pass on when you do it, depending on what you are doing it. But again, a CC and CC flag and all of that one has to be working with your compilers. So in this case, if I say which GCC for the GNU version, user bin GCC -- version tells me that I have the 9.4. And then if I even try to do which G++, right now I'm not using G++, but there's this C++ flags. If the code is related to that one, then you need to just also enable these flags that are related to it. From time to time for building on the source, if your source files are C++ code, then you need to set those flags as well. So now G++ -- version also reveals the same information that I was looking at 9.4. They're both compatible. And then also I could do which AS for assembly. The assembly is available too. So AS -- version also tells me the assembler code version, and that is there. And then which LD for the linker loader. Sorry, which LD, this is the linker when it is and those dynamic library on ELF files that are need to run, they go and dynamically load it with this loaders. So and then you can also get information about that one, LD -- version. Let's see if that one also tells me the version is 2.34. Okay, so now we know that we have all of the software we need, including the wget. I'm going to just say later on I'm going to test it, but I will later on check for some other packages like links and then W3M. And then if I don't have it, normally you don't have it, but you download it. But if you previously install it, you will have it. So like W3M, I may have done it already, I will have it. But I can also do an app install the package name, and if I have it, it just tells me that it is already installed. Or just do a search on them and list them and so on. So now clearing my screen here again, pwd. Now I need to go to the source lab directory. And then actually, let me just go here, say configure -- prefix is equal user local Apache2. I could call it Apache2 or Apache and dev or anything, but since I don't have anything, I'm going to call it Apache2. And then notice that it says that you need to get the APR. The apr-util is not there. So the first thing that you need to do is the runtime libraries for Apache, which is apr-util, and apr-iconv. So we are going to go get those ones from the directory that I have already open here somewhere. Let me just make sure that I am seeing the directory. So I downloaded this 2.4, and then there's a directory here called apr And for the APR, I need to just find out the URL for it. And let me just go one level back here, one level more back, and Apache httpd.org. And then I believe somewhere here I found it under the APR. Mod APR. Let's look at that one again. Somehow, for download, it's Apache Portable Runtime Libraries. So when you click on the downloads here, then you get these packages right here. APR 1.7.targunzip. So I'm going to get this one, first one, copy, and then I'm going to go to the source directory here, source lib, cd to source lib, and then I say clear the screen, pwd ls-l. Now I'm saying wget, and then put this URL that I have. Now that one is done. Last time I did a gun unzip and then tar extraction. Now I'm going to do one command with x-vfz for unzip it as well as extracting it. And then I could give the source as this file name, and that would just do it. And there's no dash, sorry, for some reason I typed in dash. And then here, clear screen, and then ls-l. Now I don't need the ganzip file. Since it's only one, I could do start there. And I need to move apr-1.7.0 to apr as name. So now APR is good. Now I need to do the second one. apr-util, also the source code ganzip file, I get this one. Copy link, and then I'm gonna go back to this window. And this time I'm gonna say wget in this path. And that's wget is going to download it for me. Now I just say tar xvz fz and then apr star.gunzip, and then that extracted. Now I'm removing star.gunzip again, clear the screen, and then move this file. The path, you don't need the binaries, and it's gonna just look for apr-util on the source code. That's why I'm renaming them. So now that one is done. The next one is apr-iconv, and then this is the one. So I'm going to right click, say copy link, and then I just use wget to download it. Wget, and then this one, and just came out. So now ls-l, you can see tar xvfz z, and the order of where the z or x is put, it doesn't matter. apr star.gunzip. So now it is done. Clear the screen. rm star.gunzip again, since only one file, and then I'm going to move apr-iconv -1.2.2 to apr-iconv. Okay, so somehow the blue on green doesn't look good, but I could just do like something like this, laugh out loud cut, and then that would show a little bit better, but not too good. So and then the next thing now that is there, icon, I'm going to just look for the compilation again, say let's compile it again, but then this time I'm going to say configure -- prefix. Prefix is equal, and no, not dash prefix. I'm going to say -- help, and then grep -i. I'm going to say apr, and then SSL, and then \-so, which is for all the shared object files, dynamic shared object files, and then so the dash, you have to skip that one. And then the next one is that SSL APR. And so pcre is also going to be done, which last night we saw it, but we need to just, I'm going to do a egrep, not grep. So expression grep or extended grep, when you have more than one parameter with the or statement, you have to use egrep. So it finds out all those ones. And then the pcre requires a path. Since I have not installed it yet, if I want to use it, a previous one that is pointing there, I could just point to that one, it's fine. But I want to show you how you could use the make to download the latest pcre also. So right here, I'm on this directory. I'm going to say configure -- prefix where I want to install the user local. You have to put prefix as equal user local and then Apache2. And then in this case, I'm going to say the -- the option that I'm going to do is with apr included, this one, because that one takes the apr and apr-util. That's very important to put it so you don't have to look for each one of them separately and then look for those two paths and so on. And then I'm going to say with SSL and then with - shared object, dynamic shared object. Oh, sorry. But enable the SSL, enable -SSL, and then -- enable shared object, dynamic shared object. So those are the parameters, and I'm going to copy this line just for the sake of it. I'm going to open a notepad here, and then just as you can see, my host operating system is Windows, so I'm building it using SSH secure shell to a Linux server. So now this one is the parameter that I did. I could save this one as just to later on say, for example, I could just say Apache2 build configure file. So that is just a quick thing as a reminder. But then I have this one. I can also script it and capture this information and then automate the process later. So now we did this one, and we're going to run this. It's going to run for a little bit, and then not a little bit, maybe a while, maybe a couple of minutes at least. And then once it's done, it will just work if you run and make install. But this time it's going to fail because it's going to say the pcre is missing. Well, I need to build with pcre. Remember, there was an option with pcre on the prefix, so we just have to do that one as well. But I want to just, rather than pointing to the pcre that is already installed or something, I want to build one that is with the current version. So that way you can see here, it tells you that the pcre is missing, and then you have to go to http://pcre.org. And then when I go here on the pc.org website, which I already did, I believe right here is one of them is pcre. Yeah, this one is the pcre.org. And then here I clicked on the from the pce on .org. You actually go here, and then let me just take you there. Then you just come in on this release version for downloads. When you click on this one, this pcre comes in with all the releases that are available for pcre version 2. And then you get the tar.gunzip file of that one. Notice here is the files. So I'm going to get the tar.gunzip file pcre 2.10.4t 40. So let me copy the link and go back to my Linux session. And as you can see here, I need to be on the source left again, because those are the sources. I'm going to get wget on this one. And then on this one, now I can unzip it, tar xvfz, and then store.gunzip. So now rm store.gunzip. I don't have to rename the directory to this. I could just call it pcre. But let's just, for the sake of consistency, I'm gonna say move pcre2-10.40 to pcre here. So now if I go run the pcre, the build process again, is still not gonna do it because there's no options on the -- configure. Let me show you the difference. So right here, if you say configure -- help and grep minus egrep minus I, we look for the APR and then also PCRE. If we look at only those two, notice that PCRE is looking for a path. It says with PCRE is equal path. This one is just telling you that it requires a binary that is somewhere installed on your system, and then point to the external this one. But with the APR, we say use the source with included APR. Because I'm on this directory under the source lib, I have the included, so the Apache with this directive will know it. But with this directive, it is looking for a path that you have already installed it. And I have to build the binary. So in this case, I go to pcre, and then right here, I'm going to just say, go ahead and install it under the user local. And then since I don't have a pcre here, I'm going to just make a pcre directory here. And I'm going to just say, let's just call it there's a config file here, also configure. So every build comes in with a configure. There's if there make files are there, then like you have those files, but they have not been created yet, and the actual make file that would be done for it. So now I'm going to say dot configure -- prefix is a default one that I could use that directive, user local pcre. So I'm going to just not put the version, I just put that information is good enough. And then I'm going to build it. So now that one is done. I am already having a make file here that is there. So this make file is the one that has a lot of rules to say make install, make build, and so on. And I'm going to just use that one. If I just run make, by default, it reads this extension make file. And if I just don't give the make -f option, make, it will just use that make file that I just downloaded. I mean, I just created with configure stuff. So it is doing that currently. I'm gonna quickly pause the video, so it will take a while, and then I'll let it finish. That way we don't spend too much time waiting for this. All right, so it is done faster than I thought it takes. Now I have the make is already done, so I'm going to say make install. Make install is the directive where it installs it. So I have already built the user local pcre directory here. As you can see, pcre is now there. And then if I just say /pcre, and it's just showing you the path there. What is important on this one, under the bin, there's a file called pcre2 config. That's the directive that we're going to put in that path in there. And then the next thing that we want to just do is, if we look at the lib directory, is important lib for pcres that are there. So by just providing this path, automatically you're good. And now let's just do this. If we go back to one directory and then the second one, we run the configure -- help, and then say grep -i pcre. This one is going to say you need to add this directive. So I'm going to say and just copy this line here, and then basically add to our syntax is saying that just put that one with pcre is equal. So I put it on the user lib. I'm sorry, user local, and then pcre, and then bin, and then pcre2-config. That pcre2-config is a configuration script that will just configure everything for you. And we can just do a cat on it to see it here. So I'm going to just get this information and copy it, and then I don't like to type in something repeatedly when I'm doing this one. Normally I put this one in a file and script it so it's faster. So you don't have a typo on the syntax, but cut and paste is not my job. Usually my job is more on the Unix and command lines typing and programming. Programmers never cut and paste stuff. So use a local pcre lib. Maybe they do from time to time, like I just did. So use a local pcre lib. If we look at what you were doing here, and now we're going to just cut just for the contents of that one, user local pcre bin, and then the name was pcre2-config. If you look at that one, that's basically the script that we're pointing to now. So here I'm going to run this configure command, and then it's going to use that script and this one as the pcre, and it's gonna this time compile because it finds the pcre related binaries and modules and libraries, and then it's gonna build Apache the way we want it for Apache2. At this time, it is just running the configure, which creates a makefile inside the Apache source code directory. And while this one is running, I want to just show you the website. Make sure that when you're watching this video, I have already posted 1 through 7, and then this one will be replaced by part 8, and then I will also add part 9 on it, as well as on YouTube. On YouTube, you have already these videos there under the contents. If I go back to the content, let's see, on YouTube channel. So slow. Come on. Okay, let's just go to YouTube itself. Oh, sorry, I type in you. YouTube.com. It's getting so hot here. Okay. So these are the ones that are there. If you sort it by the newest, you have the video that I posted the other day for the VMVI improved editorial, as well as chapter 8 port 8, and then this chapter 8 port 8 for Apache build will be posted also here, and you will see them. So let's go back to the command line and then see if this is already done. This is good news that it says that it is all done and ready for you to install it. So we can do the make install. And then this is saying that when you do the make install, it will copy all the files there for you, and then clear my screen, and then go to user local directory. And now we have the Apache, which still was doing this thing somehow. Oh, let me see. I'm going to go back and make install. So home wlitv programs shells and programs wlitv lutfi sorry about that. So there are that shells, and then and the latest directories that I created was called Apache2. And then here we cd254, and then the make already finished. So I'm going to say make, and I need to show you the make file actually. So cat make file is this file that basically is doing everything with all the syntax checking, make install, make clean, everything. So the steps that are there. So if I vi make file, just for the sake of it, you can see that it sets up a top directory sources and all these directories. Every dependencies is met based on the specific roles that has to be met, and then those roles are going to be commands that it executes these source codes to compile it, and then you can also have options of these things like make install, make clean, make source distribute. I mean this install, this clean, all those build process these with columns or just the ways to do it. You can create docs and so on. I'm not gonna just open this one. It's like so much. It's gonna take so much time. So I'm going to just say make install this time because the source is already built. Last time when I did the make install, somehow something broke. And so it did not get the files there. We did the make and then make install, and then after that install, you have to do go to the Apache directory there. So it's right now it's doing the make install part of it. Let me take the video out for now. I don't need it anymore. I think we did discuss it. And then I'm gonna pause it for a little bit for the recording, but I'll let this finish and then we just resume at the end of it. So I can get a water break also. This is still going, so I'm going to just see how long it's gonna take here before we just finish it. It should be in any moment, but if it takes longer than a few more seconds, I'm going to pause it again. All right, good news, it's just completed. As you can see on the below commands, installation is done, and then the directory of Apache2 is done with all the configuration file. So I'm going to go to user local directory, and I should see a Apache2 directory here. Apache2, sorry, Apache2. Let's look at it, say Apache2. I mistyped it, that's why. So now I'm on the directory. You can see under the bin, I have Apache. And the main process is that when you start it is this one, and then HTTPD is the main daemon that is actually going to be running. And then the part that you can do here while you're on the bin directory, you could do HTTP and D -T for syntax checking. Syntax is okay, and then I could say .httpd-v for version. I could see that's there, and then uppercase V to get a list of all the Apache modules that I could load and everything with all the details. And then -uppercase L is a list of all of them. And then if you just say grep -i, so for shared object files or SSL. So everything that you can check for is right here on the HTTP. And then at this time, if I say Apache CTL status, it says that the links is not installed. Links is something that I could install, and then that way I can run to see if Apache is running or not. So let's do, since this machine is OS-releases Ubuntu 20.04, that means I can use apt to update my apt first, and then say, well, once I updated it, then I can say apt search for links. And then if I want to just install it, say apt install links. Now links will be installed, say yes, continue. I could have put -y for installing it. That is going to be done. Once the links is done, then I can do Apache CTL links star. I mean, a status to just Apache CTL status, and then I could get this one. So which links and now is installed, I could say /Apache CTL links, and then that script uses that one. It tells me that, okay, dash links, I meant status. So with that dash status, it tells me basically the details of Apache is good for me to start and everything. So you can get all the details of the Apache here with the status of this. But now if I just do grep -i httpd or ps-ef grep grep -i Apache. So now this one is Apache2 as a user local bin. This one is running for my website, data. But so the one that I want to just start off, I want to use it another port. If I do lsof -i, port 80 is already used for my website. As you can see, that's Apache2 website. If I do -p process 1838, then I can see that is already there. And now I need to install something called W3M, so we can check it out from command line. I already did the apt install W3M to save some time. So you, as you see, I have it. So now if I say W3M and then say HTTP : let's say MyWebUniversity.com, and then it is going to just say that it's can load HTTP MyWebUniversity.com, and there's 4 W's, that's why, 3 W's. So now you can see with that one, I'm just getting the HTTP page for my web university on the text kind of based there. I type in quit. I could do the same thing with google.com, and to see that if Google is going to respond, and you can see that page is doing the search, everything. So I'm going to quit out of that one also. I'm going to say, yeah, so that is good. But this other one, I want to just run it on a different port. In order to do that one, this conf directory is important. It is just basically all the directive of Apache, the listeners and everything is running. There are some important directive which I'm going to cover on the next session when we do httpd.com file. But right now I'm going to just modify the listen section of it. So I'm going to copy httpd.conf to httpd.conf.original one, and then I say vi httpd.conf file. Then I search for, let me search for a lesson. So when I search for listen, you can see the port that is listening is port 80 for by default. So let's see, color scheme run. Yeah, this color is better, I think. So now I go here, modify this line, and then I just say originally was this. Now I'm going to run it to port 8050 because 80 was already in use by my web server. So I'm going to do a def between httpd.com file and httpd.com file dot original one, the backup that I made. And as you can see, I modified this line to this line on the source. So on the httpd.com file, grep minus I minus I listen, or just search for not minus I, just the word uppercase listen with L, and then 80. And just that's good enough. http.com file. Now you can see this is the line that I have updated it. So at this time, I'm going to go to the bin directory and then say Apache CTL status. It is not running. I'm going to say start. So now I did do a status. I started it. It's running. Now I say grep minus I httpd. And you can see that HTTP is running, but let's see if there's Apache is running. And then the one that I'm running is from user local Apache, these processes. And then if I do lsof minus I for port 8050, then that's my port that is there. lsof minus P for this process, and that is there. Basically, it is just going to be that. And if I want to test it with W3M, I could say W3M and then HTTP : MyWebUniversity.com. And instead of the default port 80, I'm going to put 8050. And then that one says it works. That's good, great, that it works fine. I could also say exit out, and then I could also go to the web and just go to the port. So if I just go HTTP : and the default port 80, this will take me to the main port. Whether I put 80 or not put 80, it's going to go take me to the HTTP port of MyWebUniversity.com and bring me this page. And then if I just go to the default port of this new one, 8050, now it's going to take me the one with it works. So if I just want to quickly modify another file here under the htdocs directory, and then I'm going to say vi myweb.html, and then just put a quick HTML code here and say HTML, and then put head, and then put title, and inside title say Apache built from source. Just a title from this one to show this one, my web there. And then I'm going to close the title. I'm going to be consistent with the way I started off in there with uppercase everything. So head and there. And then on the body section, we're just going to say body. And we're going to put a kind of like one header line, h1. And then we say, let's say just change the font color also. Put font, and I'm going to do color is equal dark green. And then let's just do this one, color to Pablo, color Pablo. Okay, so dark green. And then I'm going to say header one, it says, welcome to my web university free educational videos. which is on YouTube. So please like and subscribe. That way I can make more nicer videos for you based on your needs. Whatever you like, you just put a comments in that section and I'll do so on my free time, honestly, when I'm just off from work, holidays or vacation time, Saturday, Sunday. So let's just do H1 and then we are going to close this one with the body section /body and then close it with HTML section. So this is basically a quick HTML code that you don't have to move it to the line it or something, but I'm going to do it just since it's easy to do so. And we're going to do that. And now cat -n MyWeb.html. This file is there, but I need to make sure the permissions of these files are okay. So I'm going to change the ownership of the entire htdocs to daemon root, actually daemon as the owner. So let's just not make it root. So I'm going to say change owner -r daemon :daemon for htdocs. Because when you go on the conv directory, grep -i daemon on the httpd.conf file, I put the daemon incorrectly here, and DAE. The daemon, you can see the user is daemon, the group is daemon. So when you do the htdocs here on htdocs and then those files are daemon, that means there's not too much privilege to use these ones. So now it works. And then if I just go to /myweb.html, we should get our page say, welcome to MyWebUniversity free education videos, YouTube. And then please don't forget to subscribe and like it, as well as go to the site and just watch these videos and then learn it online. The whole thing is online available for you. And I'll post this last one for you as well. But the fact that you could learn these commands without installing Linux or Unix or some sort of VirtualBox or VMware, you don't need a Docker or you don't need anything. You just need a browser and internet access, and you should be all good to go. Again, thanks for watching, and please subscribe so I could post videos that meets your needs, whether it's programming, Python, shell scripting, C++, anything that you need, and computer science concept, terminology, database, shell programming, operating systems, Windows. We will do all of that. Have a nice one. Take care. God bless you all. Love and peace to you all. Bye. And in fact, I just forgot to put the last thing here that I usually do, home w-lutfi, and then programs, and then shells, clear screen, and then run the piece.sh. This script will just say thank you for watching our channel. This is our channel URL, and my name is again Wahid Lutfi, and we're going to just tell you peace to you all. Hopefully we will have peace in the entire globe. Just love and peace to you all. Bye. Take care.